Hey everyone, so for one of my Silph tournaments, I brought in a Sunflora to Prismatic Cup. And a lot of people ask kind of how that worked and what did that cup look like. It was stacked with a lot of high competition, so I decided to make a little highlight video here for you all. Obviously it's towards the end of the month, and when this tournament took place, most tournaments were wrapping up already, so this is more just for fun than anything else, strategic I guess. A little background on this tournament. So this is the Silph Showdown, which is a monthly thing that's been happening for the past 3 months, and essentially the winner of the tournament gets an automatic qualification to Continentals. Everyone that's a part of this tournament is invited based off their global rank, so they invite the first 128 globally ranked players. So getting into the very first matchup I have, so this is an interesting meta for the most part. I don't know if I liked it a lot at first, but I definitely got more used to it as it went along. So my opponent here is definitely a little bit weak to Dragonite, which is why I decided to lead it, and then I have 2 decent checks to mons at the back end. So the big things I'm worried about is really Hypno here. So I'm going to drop a Dragon Claw at whatever comes in next. It is going to be a Hypno. My opponent does have a shield advantage though, so that's not great. And then they come in with their Kingdra here. So I'm going to throw a Body Slam and probably Dip. I don't want to get hit by Outrage. And then, oh no, I guess I stay in a little bit and hope that this is just a Octazooka. Unfortunately, it is Outrage, so I die with a bunch of energy. And I'm going to go straight for the Stone Edge. My opponent probably doesn't even shield that. Yeah, but it's fine. I get some extra energy. But here's the tricky part. Hypno is quite bulky. So the Stone Edges aren't going to be enough. I'm just racing and racing to get to the Earthquake. Unfortunately, I go for Stone Edge instead, which definitely cost me the match. I probably should have gone for the Earthquake. As you see, I got there just in time. I don't shield the Ice Punch thinking it's going to be a bait, which it is, but at that point, I was so low on health it didn't really matter. So yeah. Alright, so next I go in with a Talonflame. So I noticed that my opponent did bring Kingdra, but I didn't think that they were going to lead it, especially after seeing my lead. So I do get a boost right there, obviously, from the Flame Charge. I'm just going to throw another Flame Charge. And then I actually take out the Gliscor with a shield advantage. So this is pretty huge. And then now I have my Dragonite for their Hitmontop. So Hitmontop, they do throw close combat, so they debuff themselves. It was either they debuff themselves or I shield the Stone Edge, right? Either is fine for me because they lose Switch. And then here comes the Hypno. And then I'm going to bring in my Snorlax to take out the Hypno. Oh, you okay, girl? Alright. So, able to farm up a decent amount of energy on this Hypno. I'm not too worried even if it gets taken out because I have a bunch of energy on my Dragonite. I'm going to go straight for the Superpower to give a minimal farm here. They don't shield. And then I'm probably going to just Dragon Breath down. Yep. Okay, so going into the set deciding match, game number 3, I do win the lead, which is really nice, and this is huge because I have a Snorlax Mirror, and they go straight for the Superpower. This means my Superpower is going to do a ton of damage, so they end up shielding it. That's fine. And then here comes the Sunflora. Yeah, so Sunflora, the main reason why I brought it is because I need some grass coverage, and I didn't really want to give up a grass slot in one of my other picks. So as you can see there, the Leaf Storm doing a ton of damage, going again for another Leaf Storm, and then unfortunately I don't get to the Sludge Bomb, but that's fine. Sunflora's benefit here is also actually beats Shiftry because of the Sludge Bomb, which is nice, and Shiftry definitely gave my team some trouble because my team did not have any counter users. So I'm going to stay in this matchup, get rid of this Hypno, and then let's hope that it ends up being a Kingdra here. So this is not great. I'm going to go straight for the Dragon Claw here. They shield, do as much damage as possible. I'm going to let this move go. Oh no, I do shield it. Yeah, that's fine. I shield it just to do some extra Dragon Breath damage. I know they can't get to another move, and I'm able to take them out right there. Alright, so able to win round number 1, going to round number 2. Again, Snorlax was actually definitely probably one of my MVPs. It was between Snorlax, Quagsire to a degree, and Dragonite was huge. Sunflora, definitely a little spicy pick. I don't know if I'd recommend it per se, but it was really great bench pressure. As you can see, it did some work in game number 3. In that specific matchup, I don't know if Sunflora was really necessary, but it was fun to use at least. And the funny thing is, that was actually the first time I ever used Sunflora. I didn't have a chance to scrim beforehand, just because I made the change so quickly. I powered up the Sunflora that morning. Anyway, I'm going to catch a move right here on my Gliscor, which is going to be nice. And then they come in with Snorlax right here. And then I'm going to let this body slam go as well. I am down shields, so I really have to conserve my shields. I'm just going to go back to back Night Slash. Just hope they think that this is an earthquake, and then able to grab one shield, which is nice. And then but they farm a bunch of energy off of me. This is not good at all. The Snorlax is probably going to outpace me at this point. I need to get to 2 Dragon Claws, so that's what I'm trying to build up to. Unfortunately, I cannot do it, and that's going to cost me the game. Alright, so dropped game number 1 again, per usual, I guess. Going into the Dragonite Mirror. So my opponent's Dragonite is definitely kind of a concern for me, so that's why I really want to take it out or do as much damage as possible. I swapped to my Snorlax because this way I don't have to spend a shield and I could tank the Dragon Claw and get a bunch of energy here. My opponent actually, I guess, stays in. Gives me a lot of farm here. This is pretty solid. So what are they going to come in with? They come in with their Snorlax. This is really solid for me because I can't get taken out by the lick damage quick enough. So I'm able to draw a shield and then drop another a superpower and swap out here. I have a 2 shield advantage. It's gonna be a Ferrothorn though. This is quite scary for my Quagsire, and they have Mirror Shot too, so they're really going to start spamming out these moves and then probably even debuff me. And so at this point, I'm going to just let the Mirror Shot go, and then you know, obviously it's not Power Whip at that point, and then take out the Ferrothorn right there, and then just get to a Dragon Claw in time. Sorry, there's so much cat hair floating around right now. Alright, so able to kind of take game number 2, go into the game deciding number 3. Let's see what they do here. And then you can, as you can see, I was trying to catch an Earthquake on my Snorlax. Unfortunately that didn't work, but they bring in their Snorlax, so that's fine. I'm going to bring in, keep my Quagsire here, and then throw in a Stone Edge right here. They end up shielding. I don't know if this is a good idea or not. I gave a bunch of farm to the Snorlax. So these body slams are going to hurt definitely for sure, and I don't have switch advantage, so I'm going to have to shield one of these, and then let's see what they come in with. So they come in with their Ferrothorn. I had a feeling they had Ferrothorn in the back, which I never swapped out my Quagsire, because if they swapped out there, they probably had a Quagsire check. So I'm going to go straight for a body slam and try to bait out shield. It ends up working, which is really solid. I'm going to shield this. Might be a Mirror Shot. Yeah, it's a Mirror Shot, so that's unfortunate. But I'm going to go straight for the superpower right here, and try to take out this Ferrothorn. Unfortunately, not enough. And so they're probably going to take me out with a Power Whip right here. And then we come and Dragonite. Maybe I should have let the... No, I need to shield the Snorlax because I need to land the superpower for sure. And then my opponent actually tries to sack. It does not work, and I just get to the Hurricane time, which ends up taking out this Quagsire. I don't know if they needed to try to catch a move on Snorlax, because I think they would have got to Stone Edge before I got to Hurricane anyway. But it ended up working out for me, which is good. Alright, going against RagingTaz, previous Season 1 Continentals champion for Europe. So as you can see, brought in the little Sunflora again here. Dropped a Leaf Storm and dipped, and then able to really do some damage here against his Hitmonchan. I got both shields already, which is huge. I think I probably just come in Talonflame here. No, I come in with Sunflora. Okay, that's fine. And then I'm going to just burn its energy and then come in with my Talonflame and hope that 2 shield Talonflame could do quite a bit of damage here. Let's see what happens. What I forgot is that the confusion damage will definitely still chunk away at this Talonflame. So he comes in with a Drapion with yeah, Ice Vein, which is definitely very tough for my Dragonite and for my Gliscor. He had a bunch of energy stored on his Hypno, unfortunately. So I kind of just have to go for the Brave Bird at this point. It's going to debuff me a ton and just not enough juice in the tank to handle the Drapion. So again, dropping game 1, a story of my life. So I say swap my Talonflame here. What I realized is they don't have a strong Talonflame counter, so I'm okay with just safe swapping it at this point. I definitely don't feel comfortable bringing in both Gliscor and Dragonite. So I decided to bring in the Quagsire instead to have some matchups against the Drapion. And then here, able to take out the Snorlax, which is huge. And then here comes the Hypno, able to chip it out here as well with some body slams. So this is good. I get the Talonflame matched up against the Hypno. I'm going to shield because this is probably going to be a Thunder Punch. So he's running Thunder Punch and I believe Ice Punch. let's see here. And it's going to be a Shadow Ball. Okay, so no Ice Punch. So I guess it's fine. That actually makes sense because he has the Drapion for the Dragonites and the Glissaurs. And then here comes the Drapion. I'm going to go straight for the Earthquake here, and it's going to do a ton of damage. And yeah, pretty much one-shot it. Alright, going to game number 3. I kind of predicted he might go Tangrowth here, so I end up loading up with Glissaur actually and Talonflame. So I'm going to go for it. I didn't bring any of my double weakness to ice Pokemon yet, which is Dragonite and Glissaur. So I'm going to bring in my Talonflame here, and then here comes the Hypno. I'm going to start ramping up some damage with Flame Charge. Maybe I should just go on Brave Bird, although he does actually shield right here, which is nice. And then I believe I shield just so I could get to this Brave Bird. Yes, and that ends up working out quite well. Let's see if he shields. He does shield. That's fine. I was going to get Confusion down anyway, so I might as well go for the Brave Bird. And now I'm going to let this move go. I know it's just Thunder Punch at this point. I mean, very uncommon for people to run Focus Blast in this meta in general. And then here I swap out to my Glissaur just to get a little bit of energy advantage here. I have a bunch of energy banked on my Snorlax just in case they have a Drapion in the back, right? They end up not swapping the Drapion, which means they probably have a Tangrowth or a Hitmonchan. That's what I'm predicting. So they come in with Hypno again. I don't want to take too much Confusion damage, which is why I decided to just throw right away. And then here comes the Tangrowth. Is taking a bunch of damage here, but I'm going to just start sniping down with my Snorlax and take it out there. So able to come back in games 2 and 3. So continuing the trend. Going against my next opponent. So they have a Flygon in the lead. This is kind of rough, especially if they're running Stone Edge. And so I shield the first move, and then I'm trying to bait right there. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. And it gets a Stone Edge. Starting disastrously for me. Down a shield, pretty much full health Flygon. At this point, I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I'm at a loss for words. It was definitely probably the worst kind of opening I could think of. I'm going to try to catch a move on my Quagsire, which ends up not being the Stone Edge anyway. This is only their second Pokemon. I don't even know what the third Pokemon is at this point. That's fine. We'll just throw a Stone Edge and hope they shield. They do shield, and then probably go for another Stone Edge because not much else I can do. But this game is pretty much a wrap. They actually double shield their Glissaur, or not Glissaur, Drapion. Alright, this Drapion is going to resist these lick damage as well because of the dark typing. It's going to just take me out. So, talk about bad game 1s. That was probably the worst one in this tournament so far. Now, we do win a lead right here. That's really nice. They come in with their Flygon. I didn't expose Dragonite in the first one, so I'm just going to hope that they brought Flygon again, and they did, which is huge. And now I'm going to go straight for the Dragon Claw so I don't have to take any additional damage. Let's see what they come in with next. Ends up being the Drapion. So they're actually quite weak to Quagsire with this line. And they shield too. This is huge. I'm going to come with Snorlax. It's not the best matchup for Snorlax, but the thing is I need to save my Quagsire for that Lantern. So I'm going to just stay in this matchup as much as possible, chip it away, and then there should be easy GGs once I get the Quagsire matched up. And they tried to do a catch, which would have been really nice, but unfortunately they did not catch the move in time. And I'm going to go straight for the Earthquake. And I guess I don't even need to shield this, but I do shield the Hydro Pump because it'll do a decent chunk of damage. And then I'm going to go straight for the Stone Edge. Yeah, Hydro Pump would do more damage than anything Drapion would throw right here. But yeah, able to finish off. So definitely a good lead for me in game 2. Let's go into game number 3 and see how I close it out. And here comes the Talonflame. So good lead call by me. We didn't really see Talonflame at all game. It's pretty gutsy to bring Talonflame in after seeing Quagsire and Dragonite in the last match. They go straight Brave Bird, and then they go for the Drapion. Here I have a really positive matchup, locking it into Quagsire. Here I'm going to overfarm a little bit, go straight for the Earthquake. And he actually shields. Very interesting. So as you can see, I was trying to go for the Stone Edge there, and let's see what happens here. So shields down, end up simultaneously KOing. Maybe I should go for the, I don't know if I would have made it to Earthquake in time, but they come back in with a Flygon. So very weak to Dragonite, this line. Yeah, so I'm in a very good spot here, and then here comes the Talonflame. I don't even know if Snorlax is going to see any action in this game, which is totally fine with me. So able to come back again in second and third games. Can I win a game 1 today? I don't know. All right, going to Sunflora against Tony here. I actually faced Tony in one of the previous Silph showdowns. Maybe it was last month. He had a really spicy team then. He has a really spicy team this time too. I respect it. It's very it's definitely tough to bring spice sometimes in some metas, and especially against the top Silph players in the world. And you're going to go, and at this point, we were both undefeated, right? So we're both 4-0 at this point. So this person was undefeated with this spicy team. Absolutely wild. I don't know how to handle it, to be honest. It's all over the place. So I'm going to shield. Ends up just being a Dragon Claw. I was a little bit worried about a potential Earth Power or Earthquake. I actually don't even know if they had the amount of energy for Earthquake right there. But alright, so they're going to just keep spamming Dragon Claws, and then just here's just Flygon. It's just a spam machine. I'm going to go for the Earthquake here to try to chip it down as much as possible. Able to finish off, which is nice. But they still have the Gyarados. And then here comes, yeah, I'm way too low on health at this point. I throw a Bison, even though it's not super effective, but the thing is, I just can't debuff myself too much here. It doesn't really matter. Maybe I should have just gone Superpower, but I have way too low health either way. Alright, so Sunflora, maybe not the best pick there. It was probably one of my better matchups with Sunflora, but it just wasn't the best pick, I think. So my opponent does come in with Wormadam Trash, the only Wormadam Trash I saw this entire month. But yeah, so this is a okay matchup, I guess. It's very bulky, so I'm just going to throw a move and dip. Here comes the Gyarados, which is going to be a very strong check to my Gliscor. So I'm just going to shield this. I have a Quagsire in the back, and so that's not going to handle this Gyarados very well. And then I still have my Snorlax too, able to wing attack it down. So that's pretty nice, actually. I will take that. But then here comes the Flygon, able to grab a shield, and then also able to drop a Body Slam on it, which is very nice. Do some extra chip damage. And then as you can see, they farmed up a little bit extra energy and then brought in their Wormadam Trash. And so they have a lot of energy on this Flygon. So I'm going to let this move go. Ends up being the Earth Power, so maybe I should have shielded that, right? Thinking that I need to save my shield for the Gliscor. But now here comes the Dragon Claw. I knew it was going to be a Dragon Claw, so I'm not going to shield this next one. I feel like I'm in an okay spot here. I come in with the Gliscor, I'm going to shield and hopefully get to the Night Slash before. Oh, CMP tie. Man, this Flygon's super spammy. As you can see here, able to get to the next move. So maybe if I shield the Earth Power, I would have done fine. So unfortunately, we do take our first L for the day. We're going to play out game 3 though. Super close match with a super spicy team. Always a ton of fun to face. Alright, so going into this Drifblim matchup, Dragonite is quite spammy, so I just have to shield the Icy Wind, and then wait, shield and then dip. Maybe I should have charged up a little bit more energy. That one might not have been a bad idea. I don't know. But I decided to just go straight to the Snorlax. My opponent is going to throw Aqua Tails at me. Could have farmed up a little bit more there, but I guess against Drifblim, I don't really need the charge moves. I need the health, right? So I can do more lick damage. So he does come in with his Flygon right here and does throw a move, which is nice. And so I'm going to come in with my Quagsire actually, just to get some energy first. I think that's my plan, and then I go to Dragonite so I could try to snipe it down. I do get to the Dragon Claw first. I would have got to it first anyway last time, but I was ahead on energy. I would guess based on CMP. But because I had on energy, it was fine. And then I'm going to go straight for the Stone Edge here. Avoid getting debuffed or hit by any Icy Winds. Still have a shield, so I'm in a good spot here. And then able to finish off the, what do you call it, Flygon. So able to take at least one game. Super nice, good matches overall. Alright, so going against into round number 6. So currently 4-1 at this point. My opponent swaps in their Snorlax. I throw a Superpower and then dip. So they're coming in with 2 Body Slams right here, and then I actually let my Dragonite go. Now this might look like a weird decision, but the main reason is because my opponent has a Hypno in the lead, which means now their Hypno's best target is a Gliscor with Night Slashers, which is maybe not the best spot for them. So I figured they probably had 2 checks, and maybe another check to Dragonite in the back. Yeah, I don't know. But I just let it go, just so that Hypno has less targets. Ends up being a Gliscor, so that's okay with me. And so I'm going to just start spamming away these Bison. I do have a shield advantage, which is quite nice. What I really have to watch out for is the confusion damage from the Hypno. That's really the biggest issue here. Everything else doesn't really hit that hard for my team. And then I can swap to my own Gliscor here, which is what I think I'm going to do right here. And then I think probably just shield this, right, and farm down. Yeah, I think that's a play. Actually, they bring in the Hypno, which is fine because I don't mind hitting it with the Night Slash. And then here I can probably lick it down with Snorlax. So kind of a weird play by me, I guess, but I didn't mind letting Dragonite go. I felt like it was more of a liability potentially in the back end. Maybe I thought they had a Crustle in the back. I think that's what I was worried about. All right, so they do have a Crustle here. So I bring in my Snorlax. They bring in the Hitmonchan, so definitely a solid check. But Snorlax really solid safe swap. You can really force some shields here or force them to burn their energy. Able to hopefully force a shield or maybe flip switch. So able to force one shield there. And then I decided to come in here with Quagsire. Quagsire could tank these moves much better. I had to shield the Ice Punch if it was Gliscor, right? Quagsire, on the other hand, you don't have to, right? So now I come in Gliscor to finish it off, right? I have Quagsire with energy. I have Gliscor with shield advantage as well here, which is nice. Rock Star's going to do neutral. I go straight for the Earthquake. Might as well. I have a shield advantage, so might as well go for the bigger move. Ends up landing, which is perfect. My opponent is going to throw Bison here, which I definitely live. And we go for double Night Slash at this point. They only have one shield, so I think one Pokemon left, so I figure it's probably the better move. I guess I didn't need to bait there. I probably should have just gone Earthquake, but I do go for the Earthquake here. And then I'm going to just shield and then throw Stone Edge. I have a Night Slash banked as well, so I could have gone that route too, but I'm going to just finish it off with the Stone Edge. All right, so able to win the first two games, able to win my first actual game too of a set, which is nice. Going into the game number 3, I'm going to come with Talonflame. I didn't show Talonflame in any of the other two games, so I figured might as well bring it now and see if they actually bring in the Crustle. They do bring in the Crustle though, but luckily I was able to swap. Maybe not the best swap. I did take one Smackdown of damage, but able to come in quickly with my Quagsire here. And then here comes the Jumpluff. So Jumpluff definitely strong against Quagsire, but also the backline now is quite weak to my Talonflame, which is very nice to see. So I'm going to come in with my Gliscor to absorb the damage, right? Absorb that aerial ace damage because my Talonflame is already weakened. And then now I probably come in with Talonflame once the energy is already absorbed on my Gliscor. So I've been doing that a lot in this cup, which I think was definitely a strong strategy. All right, so I am going to just incinerate this Gliscor down, leave my Talonflame with a little bit of health, and then go straight for the Brave Bird. My Talonflame, as you can see, has terrible IVs. 1476. Long story short behind that, I'm going into game number 7 right here. But long story short behind that is I had a rank 1 Fletchender, and I thought it was a rank 1 Talonflame when I checked its IVs, but I didn't look carefully at what the rank 1 actually was. So it's the best Talonflame I have. Quite sad actually. Alright, so going into game number 3, I go into Kingdra lead, and then I come in with my Quagsire. Able to draw a shield too, which is nice, and just barely surviving the Shadow Ball to land a Stone Edge here. Simultaneous KO. I'll take it. Quite solid. Alright, so they come back in with the Kingdra, and I come back in with the Snorlax. I'm going to throw a Body Slam here, the shield, and then at this point, I'm going to let this move go. It's probably going to be Octazooka. I survive it barely, and I come with Dragonite. Dragonite against this team is very solid. What I noticed is that Dragonite can sweep the entire team. Kingdra's probably the best counter for it. Alolan Raichu could be a little bit annoying too, but I have a lot of checks for Alolan Raichu, so I don't think they're going to actually bring in. Alright, so they're bringing Kingdra lead again. I'm going to bring in, I brought on the same line, Snorlax, Quagsire, Dragonite. I go for Super Power this time. Do some extra damage. I didn't expect them to shield and play out the match the same exact way as last time. And I'm going to shield. Ends up being an Outrage, which is perfect. Now I get to take out the Kingdra, which definitely has one of the best matchups against my team. Hypno's actually pretty solid too against Dragonite. I'm going to start spamming away with Stone Edge. Maybe I should have gone for the Earthquake there. I don't know why I threw the Stone Edge so quickly, but I don't mind some chip damage. Okay, now I go for the Earthquake. maybe hoping to think that they'll survive it. And this is perfect. So the reason why I bring Snorlax here is because they have to pretty much throw superpowers to take me out. I guess they could go straight Body Slam now that I think about it. But shields up, I guess it could. I was hoping they would go superpowers though, so they debuff themselves, but I think they are making the smarter call right here instead of maybe what I would have done in this scenario. So I'm going to let this move go. Ends up being Body Slam. I know I survive it, and then if it's Body Slam and superpower, they get debuffed, right? Now I get to my superpower. This is huge. Dragonite again can close out this match. So able to win the first 2 games again. Pretty much on a roll after the first 5 games in terms of 5 rounds in terms of game 1s. All right, so my opponent does bring in a Talonflame here. I kind of figure it's a Brave Bird. They're going to dip. That's fine. Again, they're definitely weaker to Dragonite. I just had to go same exact line again. If it's not broke, why fix it, right? So they go for Outrage here. That's fine. I don't want to spend my second shield there. And then I'm going to come in with my Snorlax, have some energy banked. Energy on Snorlax is pretty nice here. And then I think they're probably going to go for a Brave Bird again. But I'm going to just throw the Dragon Claw as soon as possible. Force them to shields. And then here comes the Hypno. So Hypno, I want to just chip this down as much as possible. This Ice Punch is going to take me out, so I don't really want to shield it. Because if I shield it, they just confusion me down as well. So that's not great either, right? I have Snorlax with a bunch of energy, so I'm going to tank this move as well. I think I'm just going to lick this down. Having energy on here is really nice against the Talonflame, because I really need to shield for the Talonflame, especially if they get to a Brave Bird, right? And then able to throw back-to-back Body Slams. I should be able to lick this down after, or get to another Body Slam. Yeah, able to close out. So yeah, that's me closing out this Silph tournament. Congratulations to Doombug for sweeping the competition. He was able to earn his invitation to Continentals after this win. And as you can see, there's a lot of big names in this tournament too. So definitely an honor and privilege to be a part of it. If you're interested in Silph, or you already actively participate in Silph tournaments, if you would like to join my server's tournament, feel free to join the Discord down below in the description, and look out for the announcements page for when I post the tournament details for upcoming months. I host a 7-rounder every single month, so definitely a lot of strong competition and a good chance to face some of the best battlers in the world. A big shout out and thank you to all my patrons who've been supporting my content creation. If you would like to have early access to some of my strategies and lineups, or additional behind the scenes footage of my gameplay, feel free to sign up in the link down below. If you like this video, feel free to give it a like and share, subscribe for future content, hit that notification bell to get alerted right when I post a new video, and I'll see y'all next time.